Yo, what's up YouTube? So this is my very first video. I go by the name of Deladoom. It is basically where I got it from was pretty much my DJ name, and I kind of just rolled with it and just carried that over into all this like content creation with Marvel Rivals. For those of you who probably do know me, I come from basically growing a following on Twitter, and what I do, I'm pretty much the giveaway man right now. So, and what got me inspired to do Marvel Rivals, just pretty much the love for the game. I'm a very big Marvel fan. I try to follow everything, movies, comics. I don't read too much, but I'm trying to get into it more than I already do even now. But basically, guys, yeah, I just wanted to dip my feet into all this content creation stuff. Pretty much YouTube and Twitch is where I want to start leaning more on. And I know that I was supposed to drop a video actually this past Sunday. I just couldn't get to it, and then during the week I had work and I just been tired, stressed, so I'm really just trying to pump this out since this is pretty much the last hours till the season ends. So I just wanted to pop out a video real quick before season 4 starts, and that's basically what I wanted to go over for this video. Is pretty much going through season 4, what's to come, maybe do a little bit of a review in terms of how season 3 and 3.5 turned out to be. But overall, guys, I don't think I'm really gonna do too much even editing on this video, because like I said, I just want to pop this video out, and then probably as I start to get the hang of things, how to edit more of my videos and stuff like that, I'm probably gonna take more time with making proper edits and all that. But like I said, guys, let's get straight into the video. Don't want to yap too much, but primarily, like I said, I wanted to go over my thoughts, my reactions regarding season 4, and then also just stay tuned, guys. I'm going to go over the typical giveaways for those of you who haven't known or seen that I pretty much have a giveaway. But like I said, I'll go over that at the end of the video. But yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. And first, to start off with the trailer. So I saw parts of the trailer, to be quite honest. I kind of skimmed through it because I was at work and I'm just pumping out content, but let's see how this is properly. So of course we got the new hero Angela. She's coming out basically in 2 hours from now.
Surrender to the hand of heaven.
The devil doesn't kneel before false angels.
So be it.
I do remember, like, I did find that kind of weird, Daredevil and Angela fighting, knowing from what I've seen from Daredevil, right? You don't see him have all this like cosmic powers or special powers of some sort. So I did find that a little strange, to be quite honest. But this could be another universe, right? I feel like this is gonna be like probably his alternate in some way. Honestly, man, like, for the way they make Marvel Rival and the Devs, the way they make these trailers is like pretty epic, honestly, compared to like any other game that I've played. But like I said, guys, that was pretty much my reaction. I had already seen kind of it, but it did give me some thoughts, right? I think it's kind of revealing a little bit of what Daredevil's going to be, which is pretty much a DPS, right? And now, like I said, I think this is the gameplay of Angela. Like I said, she's dropping in about 2 hours from now, from the time of this recording.
And past are tainted. I fight to reclaim them each day.
When I saw this part, that scared me, man, because like I'm an Iron Man main, and if I'm gonna have Angela, on my, I don't know, I don't want to use bad words, but on my butt, man. Like, that's just and if I don't know, I don't know if she can kill Iron Man with one hit, but if that's the case, that's pretty OP in my opinion.
Straight to hell. Glorious.
I do like this ability though, that you can push people off maps, and she'll be so OP with that.
Feathered Fury.
I feel like her primary is not going to be that good though, to be honest.
Now is the time for salvation. Heaven! Fall!
I do have a quick thought though. Considering though, from seeing this a second time, I just don't. I feel like her primary is not that strong, but to compensate, do you guys think like she could possibly, you know, get her ult quick? I feel like that is maybe the trade-off. I don't know, but definitely from what I'm seeing, she has to be like she has to have another tank alongside her, because I don't see her soloing at all.
Overconfidence will destroy you.
And that's the thing with Angela. Like, I don't know how powerful Thor is going to be at all. Because like we're seeing that Thor is strong even in this meta, but not necessarily as a solo tank. And if you have Angela, right, maybe the team up could be powerful. I'm not saying it won't be, right, but when you face like other team comps, you know, that kind of get in the way, when you don't have basically your shield tank, your traditional shield tank, I just feel like it could be a very hard, awkward comp at times, if that makes sense, because I think from what I've seen from some of the pictures, I think Angela had like 575 health, and Thor is like really pretty much around there, around that ballpark. So it'll be awkward because we don't have necessarily a shield tank, and yeah, you can say Angela has some shield, but I haven't played Angela and I haven't seen really too much about her and her kit in that sense of like, you know, shielding. But yeah, very interested to try her out. I'll probably make like another video and then just go over Angela, what I think about her. But overall, guys, like that was pretty much you know, what I wanted to go over in terms of videos. But one thing I did want to go over also was pretty much the nerfs and the buffs that are coming in like a couple of hours. And starting off with the Vanguards, what I think about Captain America, I think he pretty much deserved it, man. Like, I think in like the GM lobbies that I've been going recently, and even like even during Diamond, man, like this guy is a menace. And not necessarily because I don't think he's necessarily strong. It's just you're like people that you know that you team up with, they just don't know how to deal with Captain America. And that's what kind of sucks, because this kind of goes hand in hand with Black Panther, and I'll probably get with Black Panther. I could even do Black Panther right now, honestly. It's just the fact is like people, I find it unfair that people have taken the time to learn like characters like Black Panther, and even Captain America, and some people might think he's strong, but at the same time, like, are they too strong? Maybe you can make a case for Black Panther, but in the sense that a lot of people still don't know how to deal with divers in general. Many of my lobbies, people don't know how to deal with Spider-Man, don't know how to deal with Cap, and I don't know. I just feel like we have a lot of answers by now. For Dive, you got Mr. Fantastic, you got Emma, you got The Thing, you got Namor. So you have these, you have characters, you have options, you know. And even if you can't deal with Dive, like you got Iron Man, and he does a very good job taking out Magic, in my opinion, taking out Black Panther. Not so much with Spider-Man, I would say, but you even have Ultron who can take care of Black Panther. Like, we have options, but I just feel like people are so like one way, so much ego. I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of unfair that you nerf him, but at the same time, it makes sense, right? I just feel like Black Panther as a whole, I think he deserved it overall. Because yeah, there's those people that just run a whole lobby. In terms of Doctor Strange, he got a buff from what I remember, and his is reducing Maelstrom of Madness cooldown from 8 seconds to 6 seconds, so that's big. I play Strange a lot, and if you guys seen on the Twitch, I play him a lot, and I just think he's fantastic, right? One thing I did not like, though, is that they reduced his health from 600 to 575. I don't think it'll be like a big change, but I just hate to see that, you know, going down. Like, I think at one point we had Strange up in like the 700s, 750s, I believe, if I remember correct. And now he's like pretty much under 600, so I don't know. I just don't like those changes. I want him to be up there with the Mags. I want him to be up there with the Emmas, the Groots. Like, I just don't like that in that scenario. But now going on to Emma Frost, I think that was long deserved, guys. Like, I think Emma was just way too powerful for too long. Her chokes, right, her diamond form, the way she's just able to survive is just insane to me, in my opinion. Every time I face her, I just don't ever have a good time, and that's pretty much like 90% of the games that Emma's in. She's just so hard to kill, and I don't know. It just surprises me that, like, in these past 3 to 4 seasons, if I'm correct, maybe 3, now maybe even 4, honestly, that she's been nerfed every single season and she still continues to be like the best tank in the game. So it's just, that alone speaks volumes, I think. Like I said, guys, and then going over Thor, he's getting an upgrade. I think he's movement speed in his ultimate ability from 600 to 700, and then after the ability, it stuns around surrounding enemies for a second. I don't know how this one's gonna be. I just feel like his ult needs a rework of some sort. I just think it's too predictable. I think it's easy to kind of get out of it, and it's even easy to kind of kill him in his ult if you know what you're doing. So I don't know, I just feel like he's one of those characters that and then he doesn't even have like good shielding, you know. I feel like he dies pretty fast. I mean, there's people, don't get me wrong, that know how to utilize him and get the most out of him, but like at the same time, right, I don't know, I just feel like his ult, at least his ult needed a little bit more of a rework rather than, you know, just increasing its speed, right? But we'll see how that change goes. Who knows? I think he was kind of all right, probably B tier this past season, and I don't know, we'll see how this change goes. And then now moving on into Penny Parker, guys. I think she gets Spider Drone new effect. New slowdown hits enemies from 8% to 2 seconds. Each hit stacks the effect and resets the slow period, stacking up to 40%. Honestly, guys, reduces Spider Drone release interval. I don't know how this one is going to be. I don't play Penny too much, but I know for a fact her ultimate did need some sort of a buff. Even I can probably say it needed like a rework, so I don't know how that's going to turn out to be. But moving on into the Duelist, Black Panther. Yeah, he got a health nerf, and you can see it probably in some of the videos where he did get a health nerf, and then he's reducing his bonus health with that Spirit Rend. So from 30 to 25 seconds, I think it's deserved. Is it going to kill the character? I honestly don't think so. I think he'll still be strong. He'll be up there. I just think those who play him are just going to have to be a little bit more cautious about when they strike, and they have to especially be conscious when to, you know, get out. Blade, this one was a controversial one for me, in my opinion. I just felt like Blade didn't necessarily need a buff. I think he was already strong how he was, but hey, you know, who am I to say, or, you know. But now moving on to the next one, and this one was the big one for me, guys, because as a Strange player, I'm very like interested to see what the bans are going to be in this upcoming season, because Magic and Black Panther is going to definitely be up there, in my opinion. Like, I mean, just looking at this, I'm not even reading this, But just looking at this list, like, it looks like Magic got like a whole complete like rework, right? Like, she got buffs, she got team ups removed, right, because she got moved to Strange. And then they reduced the charge time on her Magic Slash, which I think, you know, that's so important. It makes her kit, you know, move along more smooth. I really want to learn Magic, especially after this buff. And now her Magic Slash on top of it has pierces enemies and reduces stepping disc cooldown by 1 second per enemy. Wow, so it just goes down, like, depending who's around you, by 1 second. That's pretty insane. You do that like in a whole crowd bunched up and you're pretty much rolling. So I think this is a really good, you know, buff for her. But like I said, you know, people, they're buffing, they're nerfing right now Black Panther, and people think they have it good now, right? No, you got it wrong, because now you're gonna have Magic and she's gonna be on you, like, for sure. So very interested to see what Magic is going to be looking like. I think she's definitely going to be one of those characters that I'm going to pick up and try to, like, you know, invest proper time into learning, because I don't count myself as a dive person. You know, I don't really know characters to dive with besides maybe Hulk, and I know some Psylocke. So I didn't like this nerf. They decreased the damage of her wing shurikens per hit from 12 to 8 seconds. I didn't like that. I think the character is like already high in skill, and this just, you know, it just like niches it way down. People are not going to be like so happy to pick her up. So I don't know. I don't think that was the way to go with Psylocke. I don't really even think she needed a nerf, to be quite honest. It's not like that many people like even pick her to begin with, right? And that speaks volumes because of her skill ceiling, right? But Moon Knight, guys, marked Spectre's Blade is now Moon Charge for maximum chaos. Moon Blade now holds up to 2 charges, each taking 6 seconds to recharge. I don't play Moon Knight, to be honest, and this could be good. We'll see. I feel like they keep buffing him every season. I think he's just an annoying character and obnoxious, especially with those I don't know, those crosses that he puts on, onks, that's what they call it. I don't know. I think he's obnoxious, so I'm not really in favor of this buff for him. Scarlet Witch, I saw her. She got like an ultimate change or buff, I guess, where it kind of like grabs you or sucks you in. I think that's really cool. But man, I just feel like, you know, I'm interested to see how that's going to be like, because you could still kill her in her ults, and that's probably the best way to really deal with her. So we'll see how that goes. I just feel like you can buff the ult as much as you want, but like, if you can kill her in her ult now, and even then, like, what's the point, you know, if that makes sense? So I don't know. We'll see what goes on with that. Squirrel Girl, she's getting a reduced burst acorn damage from 110 to 100. She's getting an increase in hit damage of Squirrel Blockade from 35 to 50. So it looks like they're kind of doing trade-offs. Increase Mammal Bond cooldown from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. So I mean, overall, she's getting a nerf, and I think it's deserved, man. I'd be honest, man, I hate Squirrel Girl. She's probably, like, tied with Moon Knight in terms of, like, characters that I hate. I don't know. I don't like them at all. Winter Soldier, he's getting a handy improvement to his close quarters control. Second Strike now applies a 1 second debuff to enemies hit, preventing them from using mobility ability. Oh, that's big, guys. I know I've overheard this one. I still have yet to see how that's gonna look like, but this sounds like, you know, if characters like Hulk or Thor are trying to get away or move around, right, like this kind of just like stops them from doing all that, and that's pretty big, because Bucky's already annoying as it is, especially with the grasp, right? And now that they incorporate with his fist when he punches, like, that's pretty annoying in my opinion. If you're gonna be like a dive character or pretty much up close combat character, yeah. Good luck with this one. I think Winter Soldier for sure is gonna be one of those characters that are going to be highly played. Definitely gonna be seeing him a lot more, just like in the beginning of the season or the beginning of the game, right, when people would just abuse Bucky. And then lastly, guys, going into strategist, Invisible Woman, I did see that she's getting a buff to her ultimate, which I think is deserved. I think right now she's in a horrible place. Probably would argue that she's, probably F tier in my opinion, because every time I have like an Invisible Woman, yes, she has a beautiful kit. I think her kit is like one of the best kits in the game. That you can do so much to her, and it just sucks that you can kill her in her ult. You can take her easily out of her ults. Her ult only lasts for like what, about 5 seconds. There's just so much about it that kind of just, it sucks, but very good to see these changes. Very like excited to see what this meta is going to bring for her. Loki, I did see that he's getting a nerf. How big of a nerf is gonna like, or how drastic it's gonna be, we don't know, honestly. Bucky just not Bucky, Loki, he just every season he just proves why he's one of the best healers in the game, and I feel like it's gonna be the same case this season. He's just so complex as a character. You can do so much. His ceiling is so high, guys. I don't know. I just don't see how, even with the nerfs, Loki really going down the ranks in terms of healers as a whole. Jeff the Shark, I did see where like pretty much his healing, he kind of leaves like a healing pool, and then he can also go and do his regular ult that he always does. I think it's a nice change. It's different. I did mention on my last stream pretty much where like there was this like trick where if you're like 100 meters away from the enemy, you can do your ults without them hearing you, where a lot of people didn't really know that, and it just like pretty much ambushed the opponents every time you would do that. I think it was a cool attack, but now I feel like with this, there's no reason to do that anymore, because you obviously want to, heal your team, and then while also, kidnapping the opponent. So I think it's a good ult. I think that it doesn't say how healing pool lasts for 8 seconds, so it's pretty much like a little bit better than what Invisible Woman is at the moment. So yeah, need to see how that's gonna be, but I think that's a good change. Luna Snow, she's getting a ultimate nerf from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Man, I just don't think that's even enough. I just think Luna is so strong. To me personally, I think she's a hella for the strategist, man. She just 2-taps people so easily. Her ult is still, to me, so long, and then you can still like in her ult you can either heal or you can damage, increase damage, damage boost, whatever that's called. So I don't know, I just, she needed a bigger nerf, honestly. And then the last two guys, we got Mantis. She's getting a movement boost. I don't know, I just feel like Mantis, they should have kind of buffed her more with giving her ability to heal more. I just don't think Mantis really is all that good, so I don't know how this is going to change, but we'll see with this movement boost how that's going to affect. I doubt it's going to do anything, to be honest. And then Ultron, he's getting an ultimate buff, I guess. No defense is too strong. Ultimate ability deals 125% damage to bonus health. I don't know. I feel like with this character, I feel like they made sure that he's just to be primarily in like a 3 heal comp. So I think that's really the purpose of why they made Ultron. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but overall, guys, I think that is pretty much everything that's going to be coming in, apart from like some mini passes, some roadmaps, right? Tomorrow we're getting that new hero skin, Angela, and battle pass, of course. The mini pass is also next week, if I'm correct, so very cool to see what's going to be in that. I think we have Johnny Storm, and that's who I'm excited for specifically. So if you guys don't know, and you guys are new to this channel, I do giveaways pretty much every week. From time to time I will miss out because I'm pretty much busy or I got like bills to pay, but overall guys, like I do try to do giveaways as much as I can, and so definitely going to be doing one at the pretty much this Saturday. I will be streaming, so be on the lookout for that one. Mini pass for sure, we'll be doing a giveaway for those. I know a lot of people love the mini passes, so definitely going to be doing those. And then overall guys, like I said, I think this is pretty much going to be wrapping up the video. I think the one thing I'm going to add actually real quick is just my thoughts on season 3.5. I know there's been a lot of controversy with this game in terms of EOMM. Maybe the way content is coming out, like so much content that it's kind of like too much being thrown at you, and pretty much also that the game is probably dying. I don't know how much that is true. I mean, definitely people are not playing this game as much as it used to be, right? Season 3.5. I felt like this season was overall, like my thoughts and for this season is pretty much like pretty negative in the sense where, yeah, matchmaking has been horrendous. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love this game, it's just I think to wrap up this season, it's just been pretty frustrating where people just throw games pretty much from the start. Like if you're picking a character and someone doesn't like that you're picking that character, they straight up tell you, you know, I don't like, I'm gonna throw, and they pick Black Widow. And that's pretty much your experience every single game, and to me that's so frustrating. Some people, you can put that on matchmaking, but at the same time, like, is it really matchmaking? I think it's just also just people are being, you know, rude, toxic, egotistical, don't want to like even, people aren't even playing to win. So I think overall, I think that's what this season has kind of been or shadowing over for season 3 and 3.5. I think in terms of the content, I felt like, I think you could see like towards the end, like the devs kind of stopped putting in work because, you know, they kind of felt that this season was kind of like not so great of a season. I think content was all right. Skins, they were good, I'm not gonna lie, but were they like the best? In my opinion, no. I think it's very hard right now to top like that of season, what was it, 0 and season 2. I think season 2 had really cool skins, but yeah, overall guys, like my experience for season 3.5 has been pretty brutal in the sense, just pretty much matchmaking. Really hoping now though that starting with this season, I don't think there's going to be too much change, maybe big change in the meta, but in terms of like matchmaking, all that, I think is going to continue to be the same. And not until we see those changes that they mentioned where they're going to kind of fix up matchmaking and where you go into your ranks, like, so I think that's going to come in 4.5. I think I read something like that, that's where it's going to be. But overall guys, those are my thoughts. Not the best season honestly for Marvel Rivals, but hopefully they've seen the issues that have been happening, and I hope that they find a way to address it. I think pretty much the matchmaking, in terms of like, you know, losing an audience, I think they're losing audience pretty fast in my opinion. How are they going to get it back? That's a big question. Probably it's hard to tell right now, it's so early, but I don't know, maybe we'll figure something out. But overall guys, this is pretty much my first video, so hopefully it wasn't too boring or too yappy. Like I said, this is just figuring out my ways, and if you guys have any recommendations or tips to better my videos or what I should talk about, like, feel free to drop that all in the comment section down below. Besides that guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'm gonna be dropping this one real quick, just so you guys can see it, and then I'll be making another video over the content that we're touching, the giveaways. Oh yeah, and that's what I was going to mention, was the giveaways. Like this Saturday, like I said, I'm going to be doing a stream around 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 2 lucky winners are going to be winning a battle pass for season 4. So be on the lookout for that. Subscribe if you guys want to be entered. Feel free to follow me on Twitch, and on Twitter. That's where I am primarily on. And with that being said, guys, peace out.